As technology has progressed throughout the years, computer networks have evolved from a military project to soon becoming used by millions all over the world to transfer data. Similarly to other tools in other fields, the devices that make up these networks have been through different iterations and continue to change. Today's networks are no longer dependent on being constructed solely of hardware-based devices. Virtualization and network virtualization technology has provided a method to create software-based networks, creating networks made up of a mixture of both hardware-based and software-based. With this new flexibility in network creation, the question of which method is most efficient has arisen. This project proposal presentation gives some more information about a possible research project and research question, and more information about the project. The research question to this project is, how do hardware and software networks compare to each other in terms of efficiency? This question tries to see which of these types of networks can be more efficient. This will be done by comparing each type of network to the same scenario and seeing how they will react to it. This project best tests the question because it looks at it directly by building and then testing the networks, each type directly, and seeing how they respond to it. This project is a policy change and investigates and compares the efficiency between the types of networks and proposes data that can be used when selecting between them. From this, it will provide some recommendation on which of the different network types might benefit someone more according to the situation. All the technology has been created, so no brand new technology is being created or investigated for this project. While some of the technology used in this project is newer technology, it still has been around for some time. Also, no new technology is being specifically made for this project. Therefore, all these reasons are why this research project is a policy change and not a technological innovation. The goal of this project is to offer some baseline data that can be used to compare the efficiency between the types of networks. This will be measured by seeing which one is more efficient by looking at all the features that a specific type offers to the user, how easy it is to use, cost, difficulty in setting up, and more. This will be delivered in a paper with all the data that describes all the things found from this study. This project aims to provide this data for anyone working with networks. This includes network administrators, engineers, and many more. The first research method that has been selected for this project is experimenting. For this method, each network type will be tested with the same network traffic to see how it reacts when processing it. As each type is experimented on, data will be collected, which then will be analyzed using statistics. Data such as the time it took to process the traffic, amount of any delay that might be present, amount of data that was transferred successfully, was corrupted, or was lost, and more will be collected. This data will then be organized, and the averages in each of the fields of each type of network will be found. Based on these averages, the most efficient network type will be found by seeing which type is the fastest while still providing a high percentage of data being successfully transferred. Other statistical analysis methods than just averages will also be used. Using all these data, we'll showcase how each network type processes the data. The second research method that will be used in this project is using longitudinal studies. Each network type will be tested multiple times and at multiple different points in time as the traffic is being processed. This will provide a clear picture on how it processes it all. It will help provide some evidence if the speed and accuracy of it changes throughout each wave. It might be possible that during one trial, a specific network type might handle the network traffic differently. There are a lot of different things that could affect the speed and accuracy of the transferred data, even if everything went correctly. So if it just looked at once, it might provide some skewed results. This will provide more data that can be used later to investigate each different network type. My INP's concentration is computer networking. This project represents this concentration by working directly with networks themselves and the devices that make them up. It focuses solely on topics that do with the computer networking concentration and looks at some fundamentals of the field. The fundamentals that are looked into are the network devices and configurations that are being used. By looking at the efficiency of different network types, people and companies making their own networks will have a better idea when selecting one method to set up their own. While this project might not fully present how each network type would act in every situation, it still would offer great insight into it. It would be physically impossible to fully represent something like that, but having a baseline and data to reference would be better than not knowing how these types compare. People making their own networks will know which could be better for them based on their networking needs, budget, current experience, and networking and time, and much more. The project will be split up into 3 different phases: setting up, data collection, and review. The setting up phase, weeks 1 and 2, will be focused on collecting all the resources needed and setting up each type of network. The network Each network will be set up using similar layouts. The only things that will change is the method that is being used and any specific setup items that they might require. The data collection phase, weeks 3 through 10, will be focused on collecting the collection of data from each network that will split up into 3 subphases. Hardware, weeks 3 to 5, software weeks 6 to 8, and hardware and software weeks 9 to 11. In each of these subphases, the type of networks and the name of the subphase will be investigated. The same traffic will be sent through each type of network and the same data will be collected. The review phase, week 12 and 13, will be focused on organizing and reviewing the data using statistics. Resources for this project would include networking devices, networking cables, different types of endpoint devices, a tool to simulate traffic going through the network, and a tool to measure it. The networking devices and cables will be used to construct the actual network itself. The actual devices that will be needed would depend on the type of network, but most likely it would be some form of router and switch. The endpoint devices would also be different types. These would be used to simulate real-life devices that would be connected to a network. For example, these could be computer, laptop, printers, servers, and more. Possible tools used to simulate traffic to monitor how devices respond could be NetEM and Personar, respectively. Well, these are just 2 examples. Other tools could be used as long as they do the task and are compatible with the network devices and types of network. Because of networking technology evolving throughout the years, it has provided a flexible way to construct networks. Through hardware-based, software-based, or a mixture of both, networks can be constructed to better fit a person's needs. These different options can make it hard to select a network type, but this project aims to provide data to help choose one. As time goes on and more advanced technology comes out, different types of networks might be invented later on.